10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Ninja vanish!
Yeah, so Duke was here a minute ago, and I don't know what the hell happened to him. Oh, there he is. Duke's back. The hell happened to you?
What up, baby?
You were there, and then you were gone.
Yeah, I did because I didn't know what time you were doing. I'm like, oh, maybe he's not doing it right now. I'll wait. And so, and I got the notification that you was live. So
You you left as I was starting the chat.
oh no, I'm sorry. I'm back now though.
Oh, but we're here. That's all right.
Mhm.
And of course, it's Saturday, so everyone is late to the show, which I'm used to on Saturdays. It's all right. I'm all right with that. Duke, I picked something up today.
Would you pick up?
I thought you could appreciate this. I went out today with my wife and we went out and hit up a little shop that had some stuff that I picked up. But I found for $5. I found. Let's go ahead and show this. I found an original. I don't know when this was. Late 80s. That's all I know. Rambo.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh yeah, that's good.
$5, man.
Yep.
$5 for Rambo. And he's all there. He's all there. I was so happy. And I said, Duke would love this. Duke would love this.
Big time.
But, yeah, I picked up some shit today. They had a bunch of stuff. Dude, I picked up a bunch of... Oh, another thing you'd like. They had a bunch of Power of the Force figures, 2 for $5.
Oh, 2 for $5. Oh man,
2 for $5. 2 for $5. I got Lando and the Rancor Keeper.
Oh, okay. I like the Lando. He's got a good weapon.
Yeah.
The Rancor Keeper I never had. I had everybody up until a point. I had everyone, and then a point where I think it was because I was at that point out. There was a time Star Wars was close to the tail end where I was like, okay, I'm kind of done with action figures. You know what I mean? And it was just like, okay, I'm kind of done. So Rancor had to have been like Gen 5 or something like that.
Maybe. I'm not sure what wave he was in. I got a little sand people dude.
That's a second wave or something like that because the first wave is really bad. So that's a good one.
And they had Yak Face.
Oh, huh?
So I got Yak Face. And then they had 2 Han Solos. They had this dude with a cloth goods jacket.
That's his marriage one, right? Where he's married, or Bespin or something.
Maybe, I don't know. They had that one, but then they had this one. Comes with a little stand and a coin.
Okay, now that's Empire Strikes Back, and then was the other one you showed? Was that a single?
Yeah, it was just him by himself. They're basically in the same outfit, except he's got the plastic molded, whatever.
Yeah.
And he's got a little. It's like the same. It all looks almost like the same figure, but he's got a jacket. He's got a cloth jacket on.
Well, I've got him, but I've also mine. I have that, but it's in a box still. It's in package, and then Leia comes with it, and they both have cloth clothes on.
Yes, she does.
They had her too. I didn't grab her. Is it when her in her white outfit?
Yep, in Empire. Yep, when they're in.
Yeah, they had that one. They had that one, and she was in her white outfit. They had cloth goods. I just picked these dudes up. I didn't pick any of the other ones up. They had 2 of her. They had one in her white outfit, one in her red outfit, and then like a couple of figures. I don't know. I went to this place and I was looking in all their.
There's a really loud noise. It sounds like something spinning. It's not from you, Matt. There's a really loud noise. It's coming from you. Something is running, something is moving, something's shaking.
I don't know.
My computer?
It's coming from your audio.
I don't hear anything.
Not Matt. It's not you. Mute him.
Let's see. Did it go away?
It's him. It's really loud. It's back.
It's my computer, bro. I don't hear anything.
I can hear it. It's really loud.
I'm saying it sounds like a fan on the chat.
I don't have a
Wait,
fan
I
running.
hear something. It's just not very loud for me. Maybe it's because I don't have my headphones on.
Is it the cooling fan in my computer?
I don't know.
Let's see.
Yeah, no, I just went to this toy shop and they had a bunch of expensive shit, but they have like little areas around the shop where they have like, oh, everything here is $5. Everything here is like all the Star Wars were 2 for $5 and stuff like that. So I went and hit the stuff up, and I was happy. And then I got my little Christian Bale Dark
like
Knight
that.
Batman.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Tell me something that was going to be cheaper than it was when it originally came out. That's crazy.
Yeah.
2 for $5. Those weren't $2.50 when they came out, man.
No, they weren't.
That's crazy.
Yeah. They're not worth much, man, but they're cool.
Oh.
Like Yak Face was the one I was the most excited about because they never had him.
Yep.
They're like, yeah, I never had him. He was one of the ones I never had. But they're cool, man. For 2 for $5, dude. I was like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna scoop these up.
Oh yeah.
Is the
That's
noise still
fun.
coming from my end?
Uh-huh.
Only thing I can think of is the cooling fan in the computer.
Hold on, let me mute myself for a second. I'm gonna turn my volume up, see if I can hear it.
I hear crunching.
I don't. I can't hear it. I heard something, but now I don't hear it anymore. Do you still hear it, dude?
He's muted. He's eating too.
Yeah, I can hear it really well. And and the chat can hear it. Just let you know.
The hell is it? Let me see. Let me try this again. Does it go away now?
Yes, it's away now.
It's away now.
Yep. Nope. Cannot hear it. Now it's back.
No, oh, what the shit? Okay. Yeah, it's something.
Yeah. Let's see. What about now?
It's better now. Can't hear it.
I think I get my back to the mic now, but I'll quit using the webcam mic and using the boom mic.
Oh, webcam microphone then.
But it's a
right.
Logitech. It's usually really good. That canceling sound. Weird.
Tactical Muffin Top out there in the chat says, "What's your favorite Star Wars toy from the prequels?" I didn't have any prequel stuff like my kid did.
I had 0 toys from the prequels.
Yeah, I didn't have any toys from it.
Oh.
Now I do now. I've got stuff that I guess is prequel era stuff, but none of it was stuff that actually came out. Like I have clone troopers and things like that, but none of the ones that actually came out at that time.
I take it back. I had the Legos. I jumped out of action figures and went into Legos and the Star Wars Legos.
Actually,
and
I do have something. Hold on.
They were the first ones, and in my opinion, that's when Star Wars first got introduced, was through the prequels. And I was very happy with that kind of stuff. So I jumped right into that and never got into the action figures. By the time the action figures came out, I was kind of done with those. And Legos and video games were kind of taking the forefront.
I do have this, which I do like a lot, which is I think this is Obi-Wan's. I think it's Obi-Wan's.
Cool.
His Jedi Starfighter.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So I do have that. That's maybe the only like actual original that era toy. Like I've got figures of characters from the prequels, but they're all like made more modern. They're all more modern stuff. And then I do got Clone Wars stuff. I got figures that are from Clone Wars. But this is maybe like the only actual toy I had that was actually made during the time of the prequels, which I love this thing, man. This thing just looks cool.
Yeah, I love it.
I like the way this thing looks. But yeah, I don't have a lot from that time because like I said, because of the age I was at the time, like I was buying stuff for my kid, for my son. He had a bunch of that stuff, which of course all got trashed or torn up or whatever, you know. So we don't have any of that stuff anymore that he had. But you know, I had bought a bunch of crap for him. Like he had the pod racer, you know, Anakin's pod racer and stuff, and he had different stuff like that. I remember he had the car, the hover car thing from Attack of the Clones from the very beginning when Anakin and Obi-Wan are chasing that shapeshifter through Coruscant.
Yes.
And that yellow car. And I remember it had a feature that like the front end would crunch up like it had been crashed. He had that. So we had some stuff, but it was all his stuff. It wasn't anything that was mine or that I collected. So yeah, I didn't have any of that stuff. It's just not. I mean, not that I wouldn't buy some of it if I found it, you know, but like I just don't really find that stuff that often, and it's not stuff I'm actively looking for. But like if they would have had some of that stuff today, I would have picked some up. But everything they had was Power of the Force. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I have a lot from the you know, early to mid 2000s era when those movies were coming out. I might have some stuff sprinkled in that I don't realize is from that same time period. So I'm not sure. I mean, I would love to have. There's some of the stuff I would love to have. I'd love to have, you know, some of the ships that they put out at that time that are just worth a ton of money. I'm not going to buy that. You know, I can't afford like the Clone Trooper. What's the name of that? The ship, the drop ship with all the gun turrets on it. Blanking on the name of it, but like I'd love to have one of those. But they cost money. What I'd really love to have is the what was the name of it? It's from Phantom Menace. What was the I'm completely drawing a blank all of a sudden.
Naboo Starfighter?
The Naboo cruiser, the all chrome one.
Oh, the princesses or the queens.
Yeah,
the
queen ship, whatever it was called. They made a ship out of that was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
But it sells for like $400 on eBay and shit, you know. And usually it's missing pieces and stuff. Like there's stuff I would love to have from that era, but you know, this stuff I would like to have, of course, is stuff that costs a ridiculous amount of money. So I don't pick any of that up. But and then Jared, I picked these up today.
Oh, nice. And I did watch the first 2 episodes.
You did? Well, let's talk about that real quick before we get into anything else.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the first 2 episodes of X-Men 97 came out. Of course, we all heard everything and saw everything that was put out about this. And the big fear, of course, for those of us that were looking forward to this and loved the original series, was that it was going to be woke trash. Now, I can't say anything more than what other than the first 2 episodes. Like I can't judge the show because they didn't release the whole thing. They just released the first 2 episodes. I really liked it. I thought they were great. I didn't see any woke crap in the first 2 episodes, and I thought the show was done very well. Except as I mentioned on last night's chat, there is in fact the case, the mysterious case of Rogue's missing ass, which that is a thing. But other than that, I didn't have a problem with it at all. So what did you think, Jared?
I thought it was pretty good. One thing, anything remotely kind of maybe a little bit woke with it, Morph does talk with a very effeminate voice.
Yeah. Although I did notice the couple of times that somebody said something about him, they did refer to him as he. So I don't know if that's going to be like a conversation that comes up in another episode because they said he's non-binary. That was the reporting, right?
Oh, and the actor. I just looked the voice actor up. Yeah, he looks non-binary.
Yeah. But nothing like they didn't say anything. There was no like political woke talking points in the episode or anything like that. Yet I cannot judge the whole series on the first 2 episodes. So, you know, like I don't know. That's all I can say is what I saw. There might be other episodes that come out that throw some bullshit in there, but I liked it, man. Like I thought the first 2 episodes were really good. Thought they did a good job, especially that second episode with Magneto, the trial of Magneto.
Yeah, I thought that was done really well.
Yeah, I thought they did a great job on that.
Makes the executioner kind of like buying the figure kind of pointless because he was one and done.
Yeah, you're like, oh, okay. Although maybe he escapes or something. I don't know. I mean, they didn't kill him.
Yeah.
So, who knows? I mean, I know he was a decent threat for a while there in the comics. Not really a character I ever cared about. Looks cool. I'd say the action figure looks great.
Yeah.
But not really a character I cared about in the comics. I remember the whole, what did they call it? The Executioner saga or whatever that was running through some of the X-Men annuals when he premiered. And wasn't he like a former FBI agent or something that was going around trying to kill mutants with alien technology? I think, if I remember right.
I just remember him showing up in like one of the annuals, and that's about it.
Yeah, although they changed the alien technology to Sentinel technology in this show.
Would have made more sense to just keep it alien because you got Apocalypse because he uses celestial tech.
Yeah, yeah. So
if you're going to have a MacGuffin type thing, go ahead and just make it be alien. You don't have to be Sentinel tech.
Yeah. Now, Duke, are you old enough to have watched X-Men, the animated series, back in the day? Did you watch the show?
Yep, 100%.
Okay,
loved it, and am excited for this, but I'm probably going to wait till it all comes out and then watch it in one fell swoop. I think there's something to be said about stuff like that, and I think that a lot of media these days needs to be watched that way, and it hurts itself when we break it up, and I don't know. I'm into it. I'm excited, but I'm very leery about. So where does this pick up at? Exactly where it left off?
Immediately where it left off. Well, I mean, with it, like you can assume it's. Well, no, I get not immediately because it's got to have been a few months because Jean's pregnant.
Okay,
when the show starts,
it's around about 8 months after the end of the original series.
Yeah,
8-9 months,
and they're still dealing with Professor X having died at the end of the previous series and all that kind of stuff. And Jean's pregnant, and they're trying to keep the school together, and that's where it picks up.
Is she pregnant?
Or is she? Yeah, I was wondering because when I saw that, and I'm like, okay, because I mean I've read the original series and the whole Madeline Pryor thing and all that kind of stuff. So when they were like, oh, Jean's pregnant, I'm like, wait, Jean's not supposed to be pregnant. You know what I mean? I'm like, Jean's not the one that gets pregnant. So I was like, something's going on here, like having known the original story. Now, that being said, from what I remember, and it has been a long time since I read those issues, Madeline Pryor did not have any powers, at least not when she still thought she was Madeline Pryor. Right?
I wasn't an X-Men reader, so I don't know.
So I believe she didn't first of all, it seems like they've completely done away with the whole Madeline Pryor thing. This chick just thinks she's Jean Grey.
I'll assume they're going to keep she's a clone of Jean because she's a
which is cool because I mean that allows them to bring in Mr. Sinister and everything. But yeah, so they've obviously changed the story because
the intro actually has Mr. Sinister in the intro now. So.
Mm-hmm. So they've obviously changed the story because in the comics, Jean died, and then Scott met Madeline Pryor, who suspiciously looked identical to Jean Grey, but she said her name was Madeline Pryor, and she had this whole other life, and it was kind of just a mystery as to why she looked exactly like Jean Grey, and then he falls in love with her, and she gets pregnant, and then she has a kid who ends up being Cable. And then Jean comes back later after all of that happens. So this seems to skip the whole Madeline Pryor thing. This chick just thinks she's Jean Grey, and at some point Jean was swapped out. Now I did notice they did drop that little thing in the first episode, which is how I knew they were going to do the whole not Madeline Pryor thing or whatever. Because in that episode, she's like, what was she? She pulled out her old costume, and she says, "Oh, remember that mission we did in space to the moon, and how I almost died." Which, of course, in the comics, I mean, their mission to space, that's when she died, quote unquote, died, and then got in that cocoon.
Which doesn't make sense too, though. If this is a continuation of the original cartoon series. She wasn't wearing that costume when they fought the Shi'ar on the moon. She was already the Phoenix.
Yeah, and I don't remember what so it depends on when they're going to say she was swapped out, because if they try to say this was some other mission, then that means this happened before. She's been Madeline Pryor before she became the Phoenix, so it was really Madeline Pryor that was the Phoenix. You know what I mean? I'm sure they're going to explain it, but I mean, at this point, it's kind of left open. We're going to have to wait to find out when she was.
They're already doing things that don't meet continuity from the original cartoon series, because the picture of the original X-Men with Angel in the original cartoon, the first time they met Warren was in the cartoon when they didn't know Warren beforehand.
Yeah, it does feel like they're kind of retconning it a little bit to fit more with the comics than the original series was.
Yeah.
So, but I liked the first two episodes. I thought they were good. Got me excited for episode 3. Again, they may be throwing some woke shit in there, but they didn't in the first couple episodes. So far so good, I guess, is about as much as I can say. But I liked it, man. I liked it. And you could definitely tell, I certainly could, that they had kind of, matured the series. And what I mean by that is the dialogue was a little more adult. And I don't mean adult in they were cussing her, but I mean just you know what I mean? The original series was made for Saturday morning cartoons.
Less campy. Less goofy, less.
It was less campy, less goofy, and the dialogue was a little more. They were all a little more descriptive, and you could tell it was written for people who are now adults who, as kids, were fans of the show, right?
Yeah.
It didn't feel like it was. It didn't feel like a kid's cartoon. It had the level of dialogue and things like that was that you would expect for an animated series written for adults. Yeah. And the other thing I liked, and I've heard a lot of people complaining about it, and trust me, I get it. I do. But you could not have done the things that they did without doing this. Some people were complaining, I just can't watch it because it's CGI. It's not original hand-drawn. And I'm like, okay, I get that. And I, too, miss hand-drawn animation. I grew up on it in the 80s and 90s. And watching all the Disney movies and everything else I watched as a kid, right? I grew up with hand-drawn animation, and I know the original series was hand-drawn, and this is CGI. However, two things. One, it's a very good CGI in the sense that it does a very good job of mimicking hand-drawn animation of the style of the original series. And two, that scene in the first episode when Scott, when they break into where all the I forget what they call that group that hates mutants, when they break in and they find that huge sentinel arm. And you probably know what I'm talking about, Jared. Dude, the scene of Cyclops fighting was fucking badass. Because first of all, you could not have done that with hand-drawn animation. The way they made it smooth. I love that move that he was doing, where he was like shooting his optic beams at the ground to push him out of the way. Whenever somebody would take a swing at him or they were shooting at him, he was like looking down and shooting the ground and using the optic blast to like push him backwards. And he was like sliding almost like he was fucking moonwalking backwards and then doing flips and shit. Dude, it was fucking badass looking. Like the way they showed him using his powers in a fight, they never did that on the original series. Like you never got the full, like you felt the full ability that he had in this show, and he wasn't just using his optic blast to knock people around. Like he was using them defensively and to help him move and maneuver and shit in ways that we've never seen before, and it looked fucking sweet. It looked cool. And I don't think you could have done that with hand-drawn animation. And I loved the hell out of that scene. I thought it looked great.
Well, you could have done it with animal. It's just be more expensive.
It'd be way more expensive than to what they had to work with. But
what they can do with anime, hand-drawn stuff, is amazing. Which they can do. It's just very costly for Western shows.
But I get some people don't like that it's CG, but I argue that first of all it's CG done intentionally to make it look like the old series. It's done really well.
Well, even Eastern anime stuff. When I say anime, I'm not talking about Netflix that calls every animation show anime, which is not. Yeah. I'm talking about real anime. A lot of those are starting to go CG and doing art style. What they did with Dragon Ball. That last Dragon Ball movie, it was CG because it's cheaper.
Yeah.
And less time consuming. Yes, you will get a beautiful product. Yeah, you will get a beautiful product, of course, with traditional animation, but it will take twice as long and cost twice as much.
Yeah. But I liked it, man. I got to say, so far, now next episode could be all about fucking non-binary trans black lesbians from Mars. I have no idea what the next episode is going to be.
They are doing the weird thing of, hey, it's animated. We need to make sure all the voice actors are the same race and representation of the characters.
Yeah. I think I think you got to sign a contract in Hollywood now. They're like, if I am this color, I will. If I'm white, I will only play white characters voice animation.
That's why we didn't get the original voice actor, Jubilee, doing Jubilee.
Yeah.
Which they did have to replace a few that passed away.
I said this last night. Is it just me, or was it audibly noticeable that Wolverine and fucking Rogue sound old?
Wolverine less much, more so Rogue.
But she sounded like an old Southern belle, right? Like she sounded like, and I get it. The actress is old, and once you hear it, and once you hear it and move past it, like it's not like it messes up the series or anything. But you can hear the age in her voice.
Now, one thing after I saw somebody criticize it, I see it every time I look at them. Magneto's character design has changed from the original series, where he looks like Granny Goodness from from Apocalypse. I was expecting to hear Ed Adler's voice coming out. I was like,
yeah.
Oh, we don't have background music. That's the
thing. We don't have background music. I'm sorry, guys.
I was like, why is it so quiet? It's like, oh yeah.
I completely missed out on the background music. Let me get that fixed for you. There we go. But anyway, yeah, I thought X-Men 97 was pretty good so far. We'll see as the show goes on. I obviously the big thing, I put it in the title of the video. Watched Ghostbusters Frozen Empire today. Went to the movies to see it. It's not. Can you spoil a movie that everybody already like? You can pretty much assume what they win in the end. I hate to tell you this, people. It's a Ghostbusters.
What?
They beat the bad ghost. Okay.
Yeah, and I don't even want to see it. You just ruined it for me.
But me and my wife went to go see this movie this morning.
Dare you?
Yeah. And I gotta say, I had a fucking blast.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that.
I had a fucking blast. We had just this week we rewatched Ghostbusters, Ghostbusters 2, and Ghostbusters Afterlife. We rewatched those 3 this week just to get ready for the new one. And those movies are so much fucking fun. And when you watch, especially when you like binge watch them, like Afterlife and now Frozen Empire are like the perfect successors to those original 2 movies. You know what I mean? And it doesn't help. It doesn't hurt that you've got a lot of the people that are involved, or unlike that 2016 piece of shit, are some of the same people involved in helping to put the story together. And obviously, Jason Reitman, who's Ivan Reitman's kid, who wrote and directed the first one. He wrote this one, but this time his writing partner from the first one directed this one. And you can tell they fucking love that universe and those characters. So yeah, dude, it's just fun, man. It's just a fun damn movie that I just enjoyed thoroughly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
they capture the magic then?
It did. It totally did, man. I loved it, man. And you get all the Ghostbusters back again, obviously, except for what's his face, because he's dead. He does not show up as a ghost this time around. He obviously did at the very end of the last movie. He didn't show up this time. But you get the other 3 actors. You get some new characters in there. They even threw what's his name? Why am I blanking on his name?
Rick Moranis?
No, not Rick Moranis. New character. Why am I blanking on his name? Dude from Eternals. What's it? He's from Silicon Valley. Why am I blanking? He's a comedian. He's been in a bunch of shit. Why am I blanking on his name? The Indian guy who got jacked to be in Eternals. Why am I blanking on his fucking name? He's fucking funny. I like him. I love him in Silicon Valley because I love that show.
What's funny too? He said he even was using Disney to get jacked because for the personal trainer, the time, dedication.
Yeah,
he used the Eternals to get in shape.
Yeah, and he's still. I mean, it's not like he runs around with his fucking shirt off or anything in his movie, but he still looks pretty jacked. But anyway, he's in this movie. They introduce him. He's a new character, and he's good. He's not annoying or anything. Yeah, it was just a good, fun movie, man. I had a blast. I had fun. I just watched the other ones. You know what I mean? And so I'm in the state of mind, having just watched Ghostbusters 1, Ghostbusters 2, and Ghostbusters Afterlife, and the fact that I was able to immediately go see this movie and get the exact same feeling, Ghostbusters song kicks in, you're having fun. There's the scene that they fucking put. It's in the trailer, or one of the trailers anyway, but it was still great rewatching it, when this scene where Paul Rudd and the chick, I can't remember her name in the show, but she's played by Carrie Coon, and they're shit's gone bad, and they don't think they're going to be Ghostbusters anymore or whatever. And he's like, oh man, we can't give up now. And it's Paul Rudd being Paul Rudd. He's like, because I just love this job, because when there's something strange in the neighborhood, who are you going to call? And he just starts quoting the song, and then she's like, oh, please stop. And he's like, you know what? Can I tell you something? And she's like, what? He's like, busted makes me feel good. And she's like, please just stop. And it's so stupid, but it's fucking hilarious in that moment when you're watching this shit. And Paul Rudd is a great choice to be in this movie, or these new rebooted movies. Thank you, Tomcat. Kumail Nanjiani is who I was fucking thinking of. But yeah, I just fucking had fun, and that's what I want, right? There was no political messaging in this fucking movie. You know what I mean? There's no bullshit in the movie. I didn't feel like I was getting. It was just like somebody said, "Hey, let's just make a fun movie the way Ghostbusters was a fun movie," and that's the same feeling I got with Ghostbusters Afterlife from 3 years ago now, and I got the same feeling again with this, and that's what I want in a movie. I want to go to a movie. I want to get the feels. I want to get a little hint of nostalgia when when Ray and Peter and Zed show up. And they do, and they're in this movie a lot more than they were in the last movie, which is awesome because they're great. And it was just fun, man.
Well, the last movie was basically setting this one up to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
they were doing it right to do a continuation. You have introducing the new cast that will eventually take place with the Ghostbusters. Because they are all old men.
Yeah. It was great, man. I had a blast. I loved it. I'm excited to get to see it again at some point. Hopefully, I'm not going to go to the movies again to see it, but as soon as I can stream it somewhere, I'm going to because I want to watch it again and just get that enjoyment. Yeah, I heard it was getting some bad reviews at first. Some of the, of course, it was the critics that didn't like it. But like on Rotten Tomatoes, it's got like a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes audience.
The critics will never give it a chance because they want to push that the 2016 movie is still a good movie.
Yeah.
Even though it's a pile of crap.
Trash. That movie's trash. But yeah, everybody, dude, there were people cheering in the movie. Like there were people when Peter showed up. Like there were people in the theater that were standing up and clapping, woo, like that. You know what I mean? Like
that's a missed enjoyment. And there's something about going and enjoying media in like large groups because that's what we used to do, right? Like we used to go to the movies if we wanted to see a good movie. We had to go to the movies to see it, and there was something exciting, and there was something about all being together and experiencing a movie with like 300 other people in a room. That was really enjoyable, and that's a lost. That's been so lost for us all.
Yeah, it was great, man. I had a ball. Highly recommend you go see it. If you like Ghostbusters, go watch the movie, man. It was great. It was fun. Let me get these. I see some people out there dropping some super chats and other people joining us tonight. What's up, Darth and Snuffleupagus and Lead Laced, and we got Cannons is out there and Martin and Toy Gaines 308. What's up, dudes? Snuffleupagus dropped in a super chat. Says, "Sorry, been a while. What did you think of Roadhouse? Joined up with you, Duke."
Oh, thanks. I'm almost there. I'm if I can do a plug.
We're so close to getting him in the cornfield.
Yeah, I'm 22 away from 1,000. So please, like and subscribe, Duke Liberty, please, so I can get to that 1,000 mark. I'm trying to get there tonight, and if so, we'll do a live chat tonight. And then I'll do the cornfield like this week. So
nice.
I will. I promise. I told my wife about it, and she laughed.
Well, you got to do it. You got to do it on Tuesday, man, because I don't have a chat on Tuesday.
Then I'll do it on Tuesday. But I want to do a chat tonight. Hopefully, we can make it to the 1,000. But
all right.
I will do it this week.
All right. But no, Roadhouse. Speaking of Roadhouse, yes. I did watch that movie. I did want to give you guys a review on what I thought of Roadhouse. Let me get this other super chat here real quick before we get into Roadhouse here. Sith for Life says the actor's name is Rashish Kuthrapali. No, it's Kumail Nanjiani.
That's Big Bang Theory.
Oh, Big Bang. Okay, yeah.
But the character in the show is Rajesh.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so let's talk about Roadhouse. So yeah, they did a somewhat of a remake. It's not the exact same story, actually. The only similarities is there's a guy named Dalton who gets hired to help protect a bar. And that's kind of where the similarities end, to be honest. Like, he's a completely different character with a completely different backstory. The bar is completely different. Like, there is kind of that story of there's a big bad guy trying to shut down the bar, you know. So there's some similarities, but there's a lot that's different. Jake Gyllenhaal plays Dalton, who in this version is an ex-MMA fighter. There's not, I mean, story-wise, look, it's a Roadhouse movie, So story-wise, it's fairly simple. That being said, it was really good. It was a lot of fun. It definitely evokes the original Roadhouse. So there's a lot of fun, a whole lot of fighting, and like fun fighting, if that makes sense. Like the kind of fighting that you just like to watch. Like just you see lots of people that deserve to get their ass kicked, getting their ass kicked. You know what I mean? And you get some little moments in there of like, you know, the bar kind of coming together and him kind of training some other dudes to help, you know, be bouncers. And then of course the whole, you know, third act of the movie is like, you know, everything's gone to shit. And like, and they don't shy away. Like, dude, he totally just fucking kills people too. He kills a few people in this movie. So they didn't shy away from that. Like, remember in the original when, you know, I mean, Patrick Swayze ripped out a dude's throat and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they didn't shy away from that. They were like, oh, yeah, this dude would totally kill somebody.
Well, so the biggest talks of the movie is not even really about the movie is Conor McGregor is so like messed up with cocaine right now.
Oh, he is?
There was interviews. In his interviews, they were doing it recently. They were showing it, and he was actually having muscle spasm, jerks, and nonstop twitches from coming off the cocaine. It's like he's like,
really. Well, I will say, like, I mean, I'm not into MMA. Never really have been. So it's not something I watch or anything like that. I obviously know who Conor McGregor is because everybody does. But I had no expectations of, you know, him in this movie. However, I will say, dude made a fantastic fucking bad guy. Like, he was really fucking good. And, I mean, I'm assuming this is the first thing he's ever acted in. I don't know. I've never seen him in anything before. He played that part fucking fantastic. Like, he did not come off, like, you know, we've all seen this before when you get people, like, we've all seen, what's her face? What's the blonde MMA fighter chick?
Ronda Rousey.
Like, when she was in the Fast and Furious movie, and you're like, oh, this is clearly an MMA fighter that they put in a movie, because she can't act for fucking shit. That is not Conor McGregor. Dude, he was fucking... Like, and maybe that's just him. So they were just like, hey, just be yourself. You know what I mean? I don't know.
That was his whole stick, being basically a jerk asshole in MMA.
Yeah, and so maybe that's all they did. I don't know. Whatever they did, dude, he fucking nailed it. He was great in the movie.
And cocaine is a hell of a drug.
It is a hell of a drug. So maybe that's all it was. He just coked up and being himself, but it worked for the movie.
Get Conor some more coke.
Yeah. Because it's
coming down,
dude. And he doesn't show up. He shows up like the second half of the movie. I know he's like on the poster and shit, but he doesn't. He shows up second half. Yeah, dude, it was a lot of fun, man. It's not I'm not sitting here saying, oh, it's a great movie, but like if you like 80s action movies and you liked Roadhouse, like you should totally watch this movie because it's, you know what I mean. It's like. There's some good one-liners in there, very reminiscent of 80s action movies. You know what I mean? You got some brutal action in it. They don't shy away from, like, people dying, which a lot of times in action movies play, especially when they're trying to remake stuff from the past, especially if you're trying to remake an 80s movie where, like body count was, like, huge back in the 80s, right, for every action star. And, like, you know, a lot of times when they do some of these remakes and stuff, it's like, eh. And this one, I'm not saying it's as good as the original, because the original has a level of nostalgia to it that just, it would be hard to say this was better than that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, but it's not, because I grew up with the original. I grew up with Patrick Swayze. You know what I mean? Be nice until it's time not to be nice. You know what I mean? Shit like that, right? Like... You know what I mean? Like, it's not as good as the original, but I understand also that the reason I think that is because I grew up with the original. If you didn't grow up with the original, you might actually like this movie better because it's really fucking good. Like, it's a really good movie. So yeah, dude, watch it. It's free, by the way. I mean, it's on Amazon, so it's not like it costs you anything. You ain't got to go to the movies to see it. It's fucking. I had a ball, man. I enjoyed it. Very predictable, but who gives a shit, right? Like, what's going to happen. Oh, in the end, he's going to beat everybody's ass. Like, sorry, spoiler alert. You know what I mean? Like, it's, But yeah, they did. I thought it was a lot of fun, man. I liked it. I enjoyed it. So, I'm on a roll here, by the way. I'm on a roll here. I liked X-Men 97 so far. Loved Ghostbusters. Roadhouse was fun. I've watched some good shit this week. So, I'm actually pretty happy about that. I haven't watched any absolute dog shit this week.
Walking Dead is good.
And Walking Dead's still good?
And
we were talking about that on Monday.
Bro, you sent me the trailer for the House of Dragon.
Oh
man.
They dropped 2 different trailers for House of the Dragon.
I can't.
A green trailer that focuses on what's his name? What's the kid's name? That's King.
I don't know. Red. I don't know his name.
But they basically dropped 2 trailers. Each one focuses on a different family, the 2 sides of this war, and both trailers were great. Got me excited for House of the Dragon. I think we're still like 5 months away. It doesn't come back till like end of summer, right? But
is that what it is?
Yeah, I think it's like August or something like that before it comes back. But still, 2 great trailers, looked fantastic. I loved the first season of House of the Dragon, and it just like, I mean, it's going to have been almost 2. It'll have been 2 years. By the time we get this next season, it'll have been 2 years.
Oh wow!
So, which sucks, but it looks good. I gotta say, it looks good.
Nice.
So, I'm happy with that. Let's talk about the 2 trailers that came out. We kind of talked about this on Wednesday night, but the first one was the Alien Romulus trailer. To me, this was fine.
Not enough.
What?
Not enough. I need more.
Yeah, there wasn't much in it. It was like a teaser more than a full-blown trailer. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I love alien stuff. I'm hoping it's good. I'm hoping we get a full trailer that gives us more, because that trailer doesn't tell you anything about the movie. You know what I mean? Yep. It's just like kind of a horror, like, oh, you see some blood in a cryo chamber, and then, face huggers are chasing people through a ship. Presumably a ship. I guess if they're on a ship, it doesn't really show whether or not they're on a ship or a station or wherever the hell they're at. No story beats to give us an idea of what this movie's about or at what point in the Aliens timeline this movie takes place. It's just a teaser. That's all it is. So it's fine for what it is, but honestly, it didn't really do a lot to get me excited about it. I mean, no more than I already was, because it's alien stuff. So, it was fine. I'll leave it at that. It was fine. I'm looking forward to an actual full trailer, though. That's what I want to see. I want a full trailer that gives me a little bit more meat, so that I can see what's going on. The other one that came out, of course, was the Star Wars Acolyte trailer, which this trailer was just dog shit. This trailer, at least lie to me. You know what I mean, Lucasfilm? Lie to me. Make me think it's going to be a good show. They didn't even try to make you think it was going to be a good show. This shit looked about like a fucking trailer for a YouTube fan film. You know what I mean? Like, the trailer was awful. It didn't do anything to get me excited. At least half the time, even when Disney and Lucasfilm put out something that sucks, they'll at least put out a good trailer with all the best parts of the thing that they want you to go see. And so you think it's gonna be good, but then of course you go see it and it sucks. But at least lie. Like I feel like they didn't even try with this trailer. It was not a good trailer. It did absolutely nothing. And to me, in my head, I'm thinking, if that's what you put in the trailer to get people excited, this show's going to be awful. Because that was horrible. Like, that's when you put the best stuff to get people excited to want to see something. No, they didn't. It sucked. It was awful. So
their storyboard, when it was putting this thing together, their ideal board, they put diversity on the storyboard more than once. that was their key goal for this show, diversity.
Yeah.
Even though Star Wars has always been diverse.
Yeah, always.
Because there's hundreds of types of aliens on Star Wars.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Now I don't know. I am not excited for this show at all at this point. I mean, I didn't know if I would have been in the first place because we didn't really have like a fucking solid beat on what the show was even about, other than we know it's about a Sith apprentice. And then the first trailer they dropped fucking sucks. So, yeah, I don't know.
And the show's being run by the woman that supplied Harvey Weinstein with young girls to take advantage of.
Oh, that's always fun. That's always good. Weinstein's bitch.
And they're acting like she's just the best ever. She destroyed so many young women's lives with it. But
speaking of trailers, did y'all see the? And I hesitate to call it a trailer. It was a teaser at best, but I thought it was pretty good. The Beetlejuice teaser.
Yes.
Oh, now that got me pumped up.
Oh, there's another one that looks fantastic. I'm looking forward to that. It looks really good. Great choice, actress playing Lydia's daughter.
Yeah. I'm very excited about this one. And I'm 50-50 on Tim Burton movies. Like, half his movies I like, half his movies I don't like.
Works for his style.
It does. There are some movies that work really well for his style. Batman was not one of them. And the only reason the first Batman was as good as it was is because the studio heavily controlled him.
Yes.
Which is why the second one is not... I'm sorry. I'm not a big fan of Batman Returns. Because it's too Tim Burton. But you're right. When it comes to things like Nightmare Before Christmas, Beetlejuice, Edward Scissorhands, those are movies that work really well for Tim Burton's style.
Well, and the second one, too, Batman was flat out killing people.
Yeah. Well, he was only in the movie for 16 minutes. I mean, they've done the clock on this. You know, it shouldn't have been called Batman Returns. It should have been called Catwoman and Penguin because he was in the movie for 16 minutes. So, but I'm very excited for Beetlejuice. And like I said, again, all we got was a little trailer, or teaser, I guess. But it was done well. It got me pumped up. I love the original Beetlejuice. I'm a big fan of the original Beetlejuice. I also loved the cartoon. You remember the cartoon?
Oh, yeah.
Back in like the late 80s. Fucking loved that show. So yeah, I am very much looking forward to this. That teaser did what a teaser should do, which is get you excited about something. There's nothing in there that has anything to do with what this story is about. It's just a teaser, and it fucking worked for me. So,
one of the trailer I saw, I was not expecting to get me more pumped than anything, was One Punch Man Season 3.
I have not seen that.
I
saw you drop the trailer on ToyTubers, but I haven't watched it because I haven't watched the show. So,
and it looks good too. Like Season 2 was a big drop in quality, but this looks like a step back up. Because they went, which is the weird with Season 1 was something they couldn't do again. It was they're like the top anime producer got to pick a dream team to put together the best animators, story writers, and everything.
Yeah.
music composers. They built like the best season ever for season 1. Season 2, they all moved on, and they picked a anime studio that does slice of life anime. Never done an action anime before to do season 2, which is weird. Why would you go with a studio that does like basically rom-com anime? The two in action, a full-on action series. But looks like whoever they got for season 3, they know how to do action.
Oh, cool. That is one of those animes that I've been wanting to watch because I've heard so much good stuff about it.
That is also a brand I would love to see Jada Toys get a hold of.
Oh, that'd be cool.
They got so many great characters in that, character designs.
Yeah.
It's a superhero property with a lot of cool looking superheroes. So looking forward to that.
Yep. Oh, another underwhelming trailer that came out this week, which I'll be honest, when I heard this thing was coming out, I wasn't like too excited about it. And I'll probably check out the show and see if it's any good. But they dropped a trailer that didn't really do anything to get me excited about it, and that was the Penguin trailer.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
Colin Farrell's Penguin. I was not excited about getting a Penguin series in the first place. Like, I mean, hopefully it'll be good and I'll like it.
Yeah.
But, you know, after watching the Batman, like, I didn't get the feeling like, oh, I definitely want to see more of this dude, Penguin. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
It just wasn't something that I really cared about. And I got to say, the trailer didn't really do much for me. Like, I was like, oh, okay, we're getting I mean, I knew we were getting a Penguin series. Here it is. Okay. I'll watch it just because it's, you know, it's Batman related and it's comic book related. So, you know, I'll watch it. I'll watch the show. But, yeah, the trailer was fine. You know?
It's, to me, it looks fine. It looks like it's going to be a pretty decent crime drama. But nothing really says Penguin to me. It's just they modernized the characters so much. The only one that's really recognizable as being a comic book character is Batman, and that's that whole movie.
Yeah. Although I did like their version of the Riddler, just having him be like some sort of psycho serial killer. I liked that a lot. I know it's not accurate to the Riddler that I grew up with, but I liked them. If you're gonna change the Riddler like that, like they did, I thought they did a good job. Just going, you know what? Let's just fucking make him like the bad guy in 7. You know what I mean? I was like, that's cool. Like, all right, cool. I liked what they did with him. But yeah, the trailer was fine. I guess if you're excited about it, you probably liked the trailer. If, like me, you don't really care, but you'll probably watch it because it's Batman related.
Me, I never really got into Batman shows without Batman.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that's kind of. Well, it's kind of like I tried watching. You know what it reminds me of? Like I tried watching that show, The Continental, the John Wick spinoff.
Oh, I never even tried.
I got halfway through the second episode, and I'm like, I just want to watch John Wick. Like, I don't care about any of these people. I don't care about this fucking show. Like, and it's the same thing. It's like you're doing a John Wick spinoff without John Wick. Like, I get it. I'm sure it's a good show, but like, I just didn't do anything for me, so I just stopped watching. And I feel like that's what this is going to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was kind of like halfway interested in watching. Going back on a couple weeks ago, we was talking about the Crow remake, which when we was thinking it's going to be a sequel to it, I was a little more psyched for it, but it is full on remake. It's Eric Draven.
Yeah, I know. I saw that they're calling him Eric Draven. I'm like, really?
That basically ruins the movie for me because we had the Eric Draven story. We don't need it again.
Yeah, and not some fucking, what do we call him? Hillbilly meth head looking fucking rapper. I don't know. Out there in the chat, M. Gabriel said the director who was involved in the marketing hates trailers that give the movie away. Yeah, Fede Alvarez, who I like because he's done some really good movies. I actually like Fede Alvarez quite a bit. And I had heard something about that. He's the dude that's doing the new Aliens movie.
Which I didn't see
heard something about that,
trailer, so.
he hates trailers that give stuff away. So maybe that's why he did this. And, it's Aliens. I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to see this movie. So, but yeah, I mean, the trailer just didn't do much for me.
It can't get much more worse than the last couple of Aliens movies anyway, because those things were terrible.
I mean, those aren't even Aliens movies.
Yeah.
Now that being said, like, what was the last one? Alien Covenant. I did not like at all. That was trash. The other one, what was the first one called?
Prometheus.
Prometheus, I liked. It just wasn't an alien movie.
No.
I did like it as a sci-fi movie. I thought it was.
I don't like the retcon origin of the aliens too, where they're.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, them doing whatever they did. Like I said, it was not, to me. It's not an aliens movie. I think it's a good space horror sci-fi movie.
We don't need the aliens being an experiment of the engineers and whatever.
Yeah.
The introduction. We didn't need an origin to the aliens that were like chest burst out in the first movie.
Yeah.
It was just an alien crew that got killed by aliens. What's all we needed. We didn't need to make them to be, they're the engineers that created mankind and everything. It's got to be.
Yeah.
They were trying to set it up like they're like the progenitors of humankind.
Yeah. I agree. Stuff Loving has dropped in super chat. Thank you, sir. It says, what about Civil War? Well, that movie hasn't come out yet. So I don't know. The trailers they got me mildly interested. You know what I mean? I'm curious. I've heard a lot of people saying it's good. Of course, my issue is a lot of the people I've heard saying the movie's good who've seen it are the same people who are like, The Marvels is fantastic, and shit like that. So I don't know that. Hey, look, it's a movie about shit hit the fan, Civil War. This is something I'm definitely interested in. This is right up my alley. So I'm going to watch this movie.
The reporters are going to be like selfless and going to do all that stuff. Heroes of the movie.
It's a subject matter that I'm interested in. I'm going to watch this movie. However, I do not have a lot of faith it's going to be as good as the critics say it is. Or at all, for that matter. I don't know. I will watch the movie because, it's a subject matter I'm very interested in. But I have my serious doubts that it's actually a good movie. So, let's see. Officer Tater Hater dropped in super chat, says, one movie they started advertising is new Cape Fear, which I wasn't thrilled about at first until I found out Tom Hardy is playing the new Max Cady. Oh, really? I hadn't even heard of this. Did you hear they were coming out with a new Cape Fear?
I think I did, and I forgot, because I've never liked Cape Fear. I grew up in the South, in a southern town. I never, even as a child, when I watched that movie, it's like, why don't they just shoot them?
Yeah. I'll be honest. I've seen the original Cape Fear. I think it's a good movie, but it's certainly not a movie that I have got. I've probably maybe watched it twice in my entire life.
The original Cape Fear or the remake with Cape Fear?
Well, the original Cape Fear from 1958.
Yeah,
I think it's 1958. That one I've watched several times. The remake with Nick Nolte and Robert De Niro, I think I might have seen twice. Maybe.
That's the one. That's the one I watched. Is like, why don't they just shoot them?
They're two very different movies.
Yes,
very different movies.
I did like the nice nod that the guy played the bad guy in the very first movie was in the remake.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they'll do the same thing with the remake.
Yeah. To be honest, it's not really a story I care a lot about. I like the movies, both of them, enough. I am interested in it. However, if you're saying Tom Hardy is playing Max Cady, I am much more interested in it now.
Yes.
that actually gets me a lot more interested in it than I would otherwise be. I like Tom Hardy a lot. So that's cool.
The movie still would have been probably about 15 minutes long in my hometown.
Yes, exactly. Well, it would have been, yeah. Try that shit in Texas. Bang. Bang.
My dad's gun cabinet was right outside my bedroom door, and I had to keep. I cleaned them all the time. That was one of my chores, wiping them down with oiled them up.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. That's cool. I did not know they were even doing another one.
870 will do the job very nicely.
But like knowing that they're doing another one, okay, fine. I would probably watch it anyway, just out of curiosity. But knowing Tom Hardy's in it, that actually gets me excited for it. So that's good to know. Yeah, have they dropped it? Have they dropped a trailer yet? I wonder. I haven't seen one, and I'm subscribed to all those movie trailer fucking YouTube channels. So yeah. I know I am probably the only one that cares, but I don't care. They dropped a new trailer for the for Rebel Moon Part 2. I liked it. I liked the first one. Apparently, I'm the only one. Fine with me. But they dropped the trailer to the new Rebel Moon. I mean, I know I'm not the only one, but like I'm the only one among people I talked to that liked it. But
no, you're the only one.
It's got.
They're making a movie for you.
That maybe they are. I mean, that's fine. I liked it. Again, my expectations were. I mean, I knew what I'm getting with Zack Snyder. You know, it's all style over substance. So, and I'm okay with that. But they dropped this trailer for Part 2, which looked cool. Looked a lot more Star Wars this time around. A lot of fucking laser swords in the new trailer for the new one. I'm like, cool, all right, whatever. I'm okay with it.
The first one was a snore fest, so they have to make it a little better.
But yeah, so that came out, and then I started watching this new show on Netflix. Me and my wife are on episode 3. We're probably gonna keep watching it tonight. I hope I can get through the whole thing this weekend. We'll see. The 3-Body Problem. So I am aware this is a book series. I have read up about the book series on websites and stuff like that. It's not a book series I've ever read, but it's short. To kind of summarize, it's about aliens being contacted and coming to Earth. It's a very like deep kind of complex, heady sci-fi story, which sometimes can work and sometimes not. It really just depends. Sometimes that translates well to movie and TV, and sometimes it doesn't. So I was very hesitant going into this that it was going to be like a little, because I've read what the story's about, and it's very like complicated, lots of characters, lots of different aspects to this story of a potential alien invasion of Earth. Very science-based, which sometimes works really well. Like with The Martian, right? Love that movie. I think the guy who wrote the book did a lot to try and make it very, very like as accurate as you can make something like that. You know what I mean? Try and work in as much real-world science into it as possible. And then sometimes it doesn't work at all. Sometimes it just gets too wrapped up in and of itself that the story isn't interesting because it becomes more about trying to stick as close to reality and real world science as possible, and you lose character and story and things like that in the mix. So I was hesitant going into this, and look, it's 8 episodes. I'm on episode 3. I can't speak for the whole series, but so far it's really good. Like, it's really good to the point that even my wife really likes it, and she does not like deep, heady, complex sci-fi. She likes more lighthearted action, fun sci-fi stuff. You know, like Raising Wolves that came on or Raised by Wolves. I'm sorry, Raised by Wolves that came on HBO, had a couple seasons. That was too much for her. She was like, I'm not into this. What's that show on Apple? Why am I blanking on it? It's a whole book series. Deep, dark, heady sci-fi. I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, like she doesn't get into that, but she actually really likes this. It's pretty good. So I don't want to give it away per se, but just know that it's about a potential alien invasion. It's a very complicated story. From what I understand, the guy who wrote the books spent a lot of time trying to figure out like the real world science behind some things, some aspects of it. Apparently it's a guy who I'm assuming he escaped from China, because goddamn, he does not make communist China look good in this movie at all. But the guy who wrote the book is from China, and I hope if he hadn't escaped, then he's dead, because holy shit. Yeah, he makes communist China look awful in this show, because there's flashbacks to like the 1960s and 1970s, which is kind of where the story starts. And it starts in China around this one particular character who in modern times in 2024 is played by Keiko O'Brien. Which I thought was funny, just because we've talked about her a lot on this show. But yeah, it's the same actress. Plays her when she's older. She plays her in like her 20s, back in the 60s, the late 60s and into the 70s. In the flashbacks, it's a different actress, obviously. And then when they show her again in modern times, she's played by the same chick who played Keiko O'Brien on TNG and DS9. There's a lot of characters in it, and it's about scientists, and all of a sudden, all these scientists that are doing all these experiments and working, at like some of the large colliders and things around the globe. All of a sudden, physics isn't doing what it's supposed to, so it's like science is broken. Things aren't happening the way they are, and the story starts out, and I'm not spoiling anything here, but like all these scientists, these really, really renowned expert scientists in their field, start committing suicide. And like, there's a lot of things going on in this show. There's a mystery about everything, but there's a mystery about why the scientists are killing themselves. There's certain scientists that are seeing things that they can't explain. There's, flashbacks to this stuff going on in China. There's also this game, this virtual reality game that pops up that nobody knows what's going on or what it is, but people keep getting this headset, this virtual reality headset delivered to their door with a note that says you're invited to play. And so some of the scientists are like trying to figure out what this thing is, and the game is like so realistic you can like smell and taste and feel things when you put the headset on. And it is a story with a lot of threads. It's very complex, but it's done in a way that makes it really easy to follow along and understand. And it's really good so far. So if you like sci-fi, go check out Netflix, or do what I do and go to the website, because I don't pay for Netflix. Check out, it's called The Three Body Problem, which in the third episode you realize what that title means. But I'm not going to tell you that. Go watch it, and then you can figure out why it's called The Three Body Problem. Because I was confused, too, as to why it's called The Three Body Problem until the third episode. Me and my wife were like, what does the fucking three body problem mean? And then you get the third episode, and they explain it. Like, okay, gotcha. Now I get why it's called this. But it's really good. So far, it's really good. I'm looking forward to, like I said, I'm going to try and finish it this weekend. And then we'll talk about it on next week's chat if I manage to get through the whole thing. But yeah, I'm digging it, man. It's cool. It's like good sci-fi. It's not a fun show. I'll tell you that. Like, and what I mean by that is not like lighthearted and action, and like it's a deep, like, be ready for it. It's like deep, heady sci-fi. So if you're down with that, which I am, check it out, and I think you'll enjoy it. The only other geek thing I had to talk about tonight, which I just thought was really cool, and some people aren't going to give rat's ass about this if you come here for like movies and TV and stuff like that. But this is geek related, and I think it does matter. Some Japanese scientists just discovered a way to make a 200 terabyte Blu-ray disc.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
Did you see this shit? Like, so you could potentially on one disc have your entire movie and TV collection on one fucking disc.
Yeah, they were talking about like I saw an ad for it, or the disc media is coming back.
Yeah,
with this technology.
Yeah, like totally. Like no longer like do you have to have multiple DVDs or even Blu-rays for that matter to have like a series, like a series with 10 seasons would be like at least 10 discs. You know what I mean? Now you can not only have that 10 season series on one disc, but you can have that 10 season series along with 100 others all on one disc. You can have like 1,000 seasons of television on one fucking disc. And I think this is awesome, dude. Like that's fucking cool as shit. Imagine having every fucking like Marvel movie and television show, because let's be honest, most of them are still good. Only the ones in the last few years suck. But having all of them, the entire, and even going back, and we're talking about the old Daredevil movies and the old Fantastic Four movies and the Ghost Rider movies and Tom Jane Punisher and Ray Stevenson Punisher Warzone and like all the Blade trilogy and everything Marvel all on one fucking disc.
And the series.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be fucking sweet? This is cool, man. I mean,
awesome.
It's still actively in development, right? But they've cracked it. They've figured it out. They're like, oh, we can do this now. Now, of course, it will take a special player because it takes. I was watching a thing on it, and they were showing it. It takes like 3 different lasers to read the disc a certain way. So it would be a whole new. Like your Blu-ray player would not work for this fucking thing. You'd have to have a new disc player for it. But that's really cool for people like us that love movies and TV shows and shit like that. I mean, imagine.
And I like physical media.
Yeah, I do. I love physical media. But imagine having all your shit.
And they were saying these will outlast like external hard drives.
Mm-hmm.
Those external hard drives eventually die. These discs won't.
Yep.
Well, they will, but
and then think about it from a gaming perspective. You could have every fucking Halo video game, every Call of Duty video game on one disc. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is really fucking cool. Like, and I know not everybody gets into this level of nerd shit, but like the results of what this could do for people that still like physical media, whether it's movies, TV shows, or gaming, which I do, this is awesome stuff. Now, of course, once it gets going and first comes out, it's going to be expensive as fuck. Guaranteed. It's going to be expensive as hell. But it's some really cool shit, man. Like I was watching this whole video. I was watching this story on it. It was like a 20-minute video that I watched the whole thing. And I'm just like, what? That's fucking cool. So it's cool stuff, man. It's really cool. Let me get this super chat here. Officer Tater Hater says Facebook talked briefly about the new Cape Fear, but didn't say when principal photography is. Even IMDb hasn't listed it. I'll find it. I'll email you. Oh, thank you. That'd be awesome. Oh, wait. He did send an email. Oh, yeah, the direct. Yeah, new Cape Fear remake movie releasing in 2024, question mark? Yeah, we don't know. So, okay, cool. Well, thank you for the update. Appreciate it.
How many years is this crappy Crow been in development? Remake.
Man. Yeah, no shit.
I've lost all interest now. I know it's Eric Draven. A rockabilly crackhead.
Yeah, no shit,
redneck.
Man. Like, all they had to do was not call him Eric Draven.
Yes.
That's all they had to do. That's literally it. This is the only thing you had to do.
And his girlfriend, Shelly. It's
yeah.
Using all the names and stuff.
Whatever, man. They got to fuck everything up. But, Duke, are you asleep yet? That's a yes. Duke's asleep. You notice it's been a while since he said anything. Everybody in the chat noticed this.
Yeah, everybody in the chat, it's like, is Duke gone?
No. So
At 8:59, we got a is Duke gone? In the chat.
let's see. Ghost Shadow says he dropped in a super chat. Oh, wrong one. Clicked on the wrong one. A 1 terabyte USB flash drive is around $30. Can fit many movies on it and does not require special player or hardware to record. It works on any system. Yeah, but USB drives go bad.
Yeah.
Plus, they can't fit the amount of data on them to play in certain. Like you can technically download a 4K movie on a flash drive, but you're not going to be able to rewatch it in 4K. It can't transfer the data properly to a screen the way like a disc, like a Blu-ray disc can. Like you can have a movie hooked up to a Blu-ray player with a Blu-ray of, let's say, the original Avengers movie on it, and then have a USB drive with Avengers on it. Have them both in 4K. Have them both hooked up to identical fucking, 4K, screens, and the one on Blu-ray is gonna actually look nice and in 4K.
And this is 200 terabytes on one disc.
Yeah.
Not 1 terabyte, 200 terabytes.
Yep.
On a single little like Blu-ray disc.
Yep. So, I don't know. Oh, we got Toy Crustacean out there in the chat. Says, "Where's your friend Jace at?" I don't know. I thought he was coming to the chat tonight.
No. He's remember he said he's taking the wife out tonight.
Oh, that's right. He is. He's being a little bitch and taking his wife out. Pussy. Keep your wife in check. And my wife's going to come here and slap the shit out of me for saying that. She's like, what'd you say? No.
We can see a frying pan coming back at the back of Matt's head here in a minute.
Yeah, no shit. Wow. No, she's going to throw a fucking chancla at me.
I was getting ready to say, I forgot. So you're going to get a chancla.
Yeah, I'm going to see a chancla flying through the screen here. It'd be fucking great. Anyway. But yeah, that's all the stories I had for tonight. That is essentially my show. So do we have any other topics out there? Anybody in the chat got anything they want to discuss? I mean, I can sit here and show off the new figures I got again because I'm very happy about this. I'm just glad I got good deals. I am so, dude, out of everything I got, the Star Wars figures, the Batman figure, the X-Men 97 stuff, the thing I am most excited about is my fucking Rambo. Holy shit. Awesome. I'm so happy to get my fucking Rambo. Like, I saw him, he was in the $5 bin, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, look, I mean, I get it. I know, like, out of the package and stuff, like, he's not worth a ton of money, but $5? Like, holy shit. Like, yeah. I was so happy to find this dude. So very happy. Probably more so than I should have been, but I don't give a fuck. Like,
I got the shoulder locks in for my Armada. They attach in these points here. Now you can move his arms around without.
Let's see.
You can move his arms around without these shoulders just falling down.
Oh, that's cool.
They'll do this when they're not locked in place. It's pretty clever. They'll just slide over top this part, lock in place. And I got the forearm fillers covers. They're actually hinged. Fingernail. I cut my fingernail and I can't get in there now. Come on. There it is. So you can fold the hand up and cover it up. And I missed the kit. They actually had kits to feel the bottom of the feet. Next time I order some of those, I'll have to get those. And I got my kit for Jaxus. He's got his bigger guns, and he's got these little holsters you can put them in. They're magnet they fit on the hips. You can actually pop them off if you don't want them to. the filler piece that go for the front of the plane. You got these hip fillers. They're little gaps.
Oh, nice.
Pieces. Same with on the LIGO convoy. It makes them taller and covers up the gaps here. I love that. I got 2 LIGO convoys, so I got 2 of those. The other kits are okay. You got the blades and extra weapons. And you can actually move the lion legs off the arms and throw them on his back. Which is mainly just if you're going to use these blades. It kind of makes it a little cleaner. And I got several other kits I got to install. I got one for Brawn, Ironhide, Ratchet.
Fuck.
Brawn 2. Everything okay?
Yeah, I heard fuck.
Duke?
And he left. He just fucking left.
I got for Huffer. I'm looking forward to putting this one on there. The back of Huffer's legs are like super hollow, and this covers all that up, and it transforms with the figure. That's the same with the nose piece on this one. It was real hollow in the plane mode, and you get some more details inside the chest once it transforms too. Now this one's a big kit. This is for Power Master Optimus Prime. It's going to take a while to install that one. I got to de-merge them and undo some parts. These are extensions, covers, cap fillers, extension for the rifle, new hands for the base robot, peg hole fillers. It's a lot of stuff on that one. I like these kits. Oh, you can get 2 if you want to take one of the hands, fold it in. Then you can give a gun hand. Pretty cool little kits. They're 3D printed and painted, but they still look nice. I like them.
Yeah, they look cool. I want to get one for that one for the Megatron.
Yeah, those fill in the thighs and the hips and the new gun. Yeah. I think it's only like $10 too. So it's not very expensive.
Yeah, I picked up some Transformers shit. Well, I picked up a Transformers fucking thing this week.
Oh, what'd you get?
Well, I haven't picked it. I ordered it, but I'll show you. I ordered a couple things. Let's see.
I hope everything's okay with Duke.
Yeah, he just fuck, and then just left. I was like, what? What happened?
He got to go to work?
I don't know what the fuck happened. So I ordered this.
Oh, nice.
Which I love that look. This is the one I ordered. Wait, go back to the picture, motherfucker. Where is it?
It's this one.
Yeah, there we go. The Galvatron or whatever. I don't know. I just like the way that dude looks. I'm not a big fan of the movie designs.
Shockwave's design worked.
Yeah. I just really like it. I think they did a good job with that one. But they got a few of them. They had where's all the pictures? They usually show all the pictures if you scroll down. I guess not. Then screw me. But they've got Megatron, and let's see, they had Megatron with the box. Him, I didn't get him with the box. I don't really care. But $18.
Mm-hmm.
My experience with these ones from AliExpress have been pretty good with the Optimus Primes and stuff that I picked up. So I picked that up. I also had to pick up one of these because it was $7.84.
Oh, the vehicle of Ultron.
Yeah.
The series
this was always my favorite. He's only like 8 inches tall. But dude, for $7, come on.
The series, you realize they were the actual bad guys.
Like
the Voltron people were the invaders.
Yeah.
Like Starship Troopers.
Like he even comes apart into the little vehicles. Like, yeah, I was like, oh, for $7, I'm gonna pick this dude up. That's cool.
That'd be a little S piece.
Yeah. And then I picked up a Revoltech Deathstroke.
Oh, that's cool.
Because I've picked up several of these knockoff Revoltechs. I've picked up a couple Spider-Man. I picked up Arkham Knight and Red Hood. I picked up Venom. And
I just
they've
don't
been
feel
fucking great, dude.
I just don't feel the official ones are worth the price they charge.
I know. My thing is, and I do have some official Revoltech stuff. I've got a Captain America. I've got like 4 different Iron Man. And like they're nice. I like them. The Iron Man's great. I love the Iron Man. I love the Captain America. The Iron Man are okay. You know what I mean? But I don't like Revoltech enough outside of like the Captain America to like spend that much money on them. The Captain America is the only one I've paid full price for. And it's very nice. But when you're like, this dude's $16, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With free shipping. And the other knockoff Revoltech stuff I've gotten has been great. Like, my Red Hood is fucking awesome. I love this dude. And this is a knockoff. And he's fantastic. And I've got him. I've got Arkham Knight. You know, they're great. I love these little figures. So, yeah, I was like, well, they had Deathstroke. I was like, cool. It works for me because I'm building up my 6-inch scale DC collection. So,
and his look, too, will hide the Robotech style of articulation, too. He's got enough gear on him where basically it'll just blend in.
Well, it's like this dude here. He looks normal. You know, because of all the armor and everything like that. Like, so, yeah, I picked him up. I mean, it's AliExpress, so I probably won't get this shit for a month. So, yeah, maybe in a month I'll have these. But yeah, I ordered the Voltron, the Shockwave, and the Deathstroke. So I was moving some of my collection around yesterday and today because I was putting up lights and stuff. And so I moved all my Transformers stuff over there under my new entertainment center section. So I moved all my miniature ships. I moved my Dungeons and Dragons, my Street Fighter, my 2 Valiant comics that I have, your custom and my custom, my Transformers, my Ninja Turtles, and then just some of my like random stuff that I don't really have a place for. You know what I mean? So I moved that stuff over there. So I've got space freed up over here where you guys can't see. So what I'm going to end up doing probably is moving my Star Wars stuff, my 6-inch Star Wars stuff over here, moving my 7-inch scale DC stuff where my Star Wars stuff was, so that this whole shelf will be 6-inch scale DC. Because right now the bottom 2 shelves of this are 7-inch scale DC, and I've got too much 6-inch scale DC stuff. I don't have enough room for it, so I'll just have one solid shelf of 6-inch scale DC and go on from that. So, but yeah, I've been playing around. I got my light set up, which is great considering I fractured my thumb yesterday doing it, which still hurts like a motherfucker. And I've got a giant bruise where I did it, but I guess, you know, in the end, I got my lights up, my shitty fucking $10 lights. So yay.
It only cost you one thumb.
Yeah, it only cost me one thumb, a giant swollen, bruised thumb. But it's slowly growing. See, look at this shit. I bought another Transformer, although in my defense, it's a knockoff, so it didn't cost me that much. But it's still your fault that I'm even thinking about buying Transformers now at this point.
And now you think about getting an upgrade kit for one of them.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Oh, Toy Crustaceans asking, do I have one of those Shockwaves? I have the Hasbro one they made when the movie came out, Shockwave. I think it's a pretty nice looking figure. And I've gotten rid of most of my movie figures. I keep the... I got some Bumblebee, and I got Megatrons, and I got Optimuses because I collect those.
Yeah.
but I've scaled back. I scaled back my Transformer collection, collecting a lot of mainline, like a lot of the TV series ones they had, like the Armada, the Energon, Cybertron, and all those different series. Transformers Animated, then Transformers Prime. I've actually sold basically all those things off. It's I scaled back to it. I want to stick to trying to stick to more like G1 stuff, like era now. With a few exceptions, like with Prime, Megatron, Grimlock, and stuff like that.
I don't know. The only thing I like look at and go, I would like to have all of these is Beast Wars stuff. Other than that, the only stuff I'm picking up is just random stuff that I think look cool. Like I said, I think this dude just looks cool, you know.
Yep. Beast Wars is definitely, I do collect with Beast Wars. Yeah. I love that series. It was well written, very well done. Which they won't let them do no more.
Yeah. Most of what I have is Beast Wars. I do have a Shockwave that's crappy, but I don't care. I got that Ultra Magnus, that deluxe, whatever it was called, just because it was 50% off on Big Bad Toy Store. You know, but pretty much everything else, other than those couple of knockoff Optimus Primes I have from the Bumblebee movie, I think is what they're from. Everything else is Beast Wars stuff. So, I don't know. I just think this dude looks cool. Like, I don't like Megatron's design. I don't like the way that dude looks. Yeah. You know, I don't like it. But this dude looks fucking cool. He looks cool. So, plus I dig the purple, man. I don't know.
The Megatron's robot mode in the later movies looks a lot better.
Yeah.
His first look in the movies was terrible, I thought. Of course, a lot of Shockwave's like one of the few exceptions that I thought looked really good for in the Bayverse stuff. There were so many. The Decepticons, a lot of Transformers in the Bayverse stuff, they just look like a scrap heap, moving scrap heap.
Yeah.
The robot modes don't look like nothing.
Yeah, it's just a clusterfuck, honestly, of just random parts and shit. Which, I mean, I get you're trying to make it look a little more realistic or whatever, but like
they did so much better job starting with the Bumblebee movie. With the robot modes.
Bumblebee was awesome. First of all, it's the best movie, and it was just so good. The designs looked great,
and the way they describe when they were talking about. Everybody was kind of pissed. The G1 fans were kind of pissed off when they first. Was it Spielberg was talking about people were like, "We're not seeing Transformers. I saw this movie, A Boy in His Car," and I was like, "Yeah, it's called Transformers. There's actually is a fiction. If you told the actual story and just make it more adult themed, like what they're doing in Skybound, something like that, it would have totally worked." In the movies, but no, you had to do this horrible. Yes, the original Transformers made a ton of movies because nostalgia. People are going to go see it. People just know the name. They are big, stupid movies, and I will acknowledge they help keep the brand going. But they are horrible movies.
Yeah,
you got to turn off your higher cognitive functions to watch those movies.
Mm-hmm. And even then, half the time you can't fucking pay attention.
Yep. Michael Bay has the sense of humor of a 12-year-old boy.
Which sometimes I do appreciate.
Yeah.
I, too, have that sense of humor.
But I also did some
I expect more from a fucking $200 million movie.
But he also did some creepy-ass shit with the Mark Wahlberg, that last Mark Wahlberg movie with that
with that
girl and sexualizing her.
That was uncomfortable to watch.
And it was in the one before, which actually had the girl playing Mark Wahlberg's daughter. It's a different one. She was underage in a relationship with somebody that was
and they make a whole point to talk about. Oh well, technically in the state of Texas, it's not statutory. I'm like, dude, the fact that you even put that shit in the fucking movie speaks volumes about you.
Yes. The Romeo and Juliet law type thing.
Yeah.
I was like,
Let's see.
no,
Toy
you're
Car Station-
creepy and more likely a pedophile.
No. Toy Car Station says that 8-inch Devastator you were talking about last night's a good buy for $10. I got one. One joint on one of the Transformers is a bit too loose, but other than that, it's great. Yeah, I've been looking at those for a while. They look pretty cool. Snuffleupagus dropped in a super chat. This should cover it. You're welcome. Well, thank you. There you go. CLM says, did y'all cover 3-body problem yet? Yes, we were just talking about that. I like it. Short, quick review. I like it. I'm only 3 episodes in, but so far it's really good. If you want to rewind about 10, 15 minutes, I got into much more detail than that. I'm not going to go through all that shit again. But yes, I did like it. I did like it. Yeah. Let's see. Corey's out there says, did you check out the Transformer video I posted on ToyTuber on Facebook? Y'all have a rookie amount of Transformers, so pump up those numbers. Yeah, I was going to watch that. Let's watch that. I didn't watch it yet. Let me get that pulled up here. Hold on. Because I did not watch it, but I wanted to.
Yes, my hundreds of Transformers is rookie numbers.
Let's see. Where is it? Here, we'll just screen share here while we're looking. This one.
Hard Hero Bust. Those were hot in the early 2000s.
Blow it up? I can't make it bigger? I guess that's it.
Can you not? You can hit the Control Plus thing and make it bigger.
Can y'all hear that music?
Nope.
Oh, okay, then it doesn't matter. It's just music in the background. Yeah, when I double click, no, it does nothing. It does nothing.
I just hit Control Plus just to the zoom in the browser.
It looks like he's filled his entire basement with Transformers.
I feel attacked. Talking about rookie numbers. What are you talking about? I got all these, most of these.
Oh, they got Skylinks. Holy shit.
I got 3.
Well, so there's one you don't need then. You have my address. That's cool, man. I like that. Okay, now I got
I used to have all those, not all of them. I had several of those Hard Hero Bust. I sold them off. Masterpiece, the third parties, more mainline stuff. Yeah, I'm watching it. It's just I got a lot of this.
But do you have all of it?
Used to. Scaled back, but I have most of it.
Snuffleupagus says, that stuff is incredible in your collection, dude. I'll be by tomorrow to check it. Check that sweet stuff. Yeah, just come on by. It's fine. No worries. So, let's see. Yeah, I think that's it. I think we're tapped out today, guys. I think it's time to wind this one down for the evening. Yeah. I think we've covered everything we need to cover. I'm going to have to check on Duke now to see what the fuck just happened. Make sure he's okay. I don't know if he fell asleep with a cigarette and like lit himself on fire or what happened. I don't know. But
It sounded pretty serious.
yeah. But yeah, that is going to do it for today. We'll be back. We got next week. We'll do some more Geek Chat. And then on Friday, we got our Collector Fusion. We'll do Toy Talk.
And we got a special guest on Collector Fusion.
That's right. We do. Are we saying?
Yes. Jeremy from Spiro Toys.
Okay.
He's going to be talking about his new campaign of Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. It's on Kickstarter right now, which is doing really good. It's about to hit 180,000.
I want that gecko with the articulated eyes so bad. That's the one I want.
And every time something unlocks, it goes up for pre-order in Big Bad Toy Store.
Yep. So, but yes, so we'll be doing that on Friday. So that'll be fun. But I think that is about it for today, guys. So we will see you guys next time. I'll be back on the NEA channel on Monday. Jared's got his work in progress tomorrow night. So there is literal entertainment for you every night of the week.
Oh, and we actually have some spot for Tuesday this time too. I got the paddle wheel.
Oh yeah. You're putting some more pieces together, ain't you?
Yep. So we got everything of the week that's covered this week. Between everything on your channels and my channels, we got every day covered.
Every day we got you covered with high quality entertainment. You're welcome.
We plugged Duke, but he left. He screamed and fucked and left.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened to him. I'm gonna have to text him and check on him, see what the hell happened. So, but that will do it for today, guys. So we will see you guys next time. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and yeah, that's it. We're gone. So